Just got through watching a 20-minute video on a channel called Brexit Vision, filmed in Malton, North Yorkshire, fairly recently, starring the narrator, I guess, a guy called Nicholas Shizkiller. Hope I pronounced that right. I'll link the video below anyway. It's basically pro-Brexit propaganda. It should not be in the education category here on YouTube. It doesn't take long before the silly term European superstate comes up, and then we got this nonsense about Britain being a province rather than a sovereign state. That anxiety-driven delusion, yeah, I'll go ahead and call it a delusion. It is, yeah. The UK is a sovereign state and a partner of a European community of nations. That's how it stands at the moment, although it's looking very precarious. The narrator is clearly a big fan of Enoch Powell, a man who did himself a lot of damage. An intelligent guy, yes, an articulate guy, sure. Bigoted, yeah, he was. And yeah, he possibly lowered the public discourse in a real way around the subject of immigration. I think the narrator doesn't do justice to the two Irish referendums that he mentions in this documentary, I guess. The referendums in 2008 and 2009 regarding constitutional amendments which allowed Ireland to ratify the Lisbon Treaty. The first was rejected. The second vote was approved by an almost two-thirds majority. Apparently the Irish electorate, or most of them that turned out, weren't happy with the terms of the treaty originally. So following defeat in the first public vote, the Irish government went back and renegotiated terms, gaining some key specific exclusions for Ireland, which was approved by voters the next time around. But anyway, we get some good old Tony Benn in this doc, rallying against us joining the European community back in the 1970s. And yeah, Mr. Shizkiller attacks Theresa May, saying that we are now a laughingstock in the international community. And he cites and agrees with Melanie Phillips, who is a right-wing newspaper columnist, if you didn't know. Yeah. Melanie Phillips, I think she frames the Europhile versus Eurosceptic clash as a battle of civilizations, where on one side you have the proud sovereign nation with its Judeo-Christian values defending its culture, its freedoms and its democratic tradition. And on the other side, under a black cloud hailing from the dark side, is the New World Order, or something like it, which seeks to destroy all that is good and wholesome, apparently. Yeah, the narrator has himself seemingly conflated the defence of biblical values with this UK so-called independence movement, which, yeah, that really isn't healthy. And given that he himself is the son of a Polish immigrant, and given that Britain has been a multicultural society for far longer than we've been a member of the EU, it seems a bit strange to me to hear this guy rallying against multiculturalism. He's talking in uncompromising language. It's one worldview versus another. One must defeat the other, as he sees it. I'm getting a sense of a good versus evil mentality being pushed, which is so dangerous. He's talking about saving Western civilization from tyranny and enslavement, and giving it the high-blown rhetoric about this plucky little island standing up to the mean, nasty outside world. His final words here are, "May God save Britain." He's spinning the narrative of treason, treachery and betrayal, as the video title of his work would suggest. Yeah. This has emerged post-referendum as acceptable language around this debate, used by hardline leavers. The zero compromise folks who are happy or comfortable, it seems, calling their opponents traitors, betrayers of the national cause. Extreme? No? Lacking nuance? What do you think?